That thing looks like it's camel. Let's open this together, shall we? Ooh, what could it be? You know what really sucks? I recorded this video already once and my microphone died. Welcome to Monday Nitro Pickups, where we go over all the items coming into the horde. I said it like that on purpose. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. I know maybe it's in contradiction to what we've been talking about on the weekly vlog.
10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big step.
We're trying to kind of purge things out of the collection. However, I never said I was going to stop buying things. And as long as like what's going out is outpacing what's coming in, buck wild on some games, should be okay. Before we get started, thank you to everybody who commented, who has been joining me on the weekly vlog.
10 toes in when we standing.
If you haven't checked that out yet, check it out. It's awesome. Brotherhood for greatness. Go and get it together. We have the 3 rounds today, as we always do in all our videos. Round 1, shelf padding, things we got because, I don't know, I think we need to redefine this. Items we got because they were cheap. We don't care if we keep them in the collection or not. Most likely going forward is things we bought to resell. As we've evolved in Thriftdweller, it's not always about the video games. We talked about it on the weekly vlog. I'm trying to bulletproof the old noggin here. And one of the things I want to do for my personal goals is to read more. I used to read a lot, and I felt that was like when I was at my most productive. So I can get through probably like 2 books a month kind of thing. And I saw these at the thrift store. I couldn't leave them behind. So 20% off of everything today from the thrift store. I had a manager at work actually who gave me, there's like a set of 4 of these books. John Maxwell. His name's pretty well known in like the self-help thing, whatever. $3.99 for that. I had the whole set of these and I gave them out to people to borrow, and they never came back. Attitude. I know they're kind of whatever. People may judge you for reading books like this, but you gotta keep this garbage in, garbage out. Imagine if you put gold in. Another John Maxwell book. I actually haven't read this yet, but for $5.99 minus 20% off, I thought, why in the hell not? Not just for like trying to be rich or whatever, but just getting through life. Like, I manage a team at work. I work with multidisciplinary people, and it's kind of nice to put these concepts to work. I literally took like half a minute to think of that word. It's late. You may love him, you may hate him. Jordan Peterson, for people who know. AT1138, what's up? $6.99 for this book. The light's too bright up there, man. You don't have to agree with everything somebody says. You don't have to love everything about a person, but they can bring up some good points, and the wise man can learn from the most foolish things. I like this book actually. I'll probably lend this to somebody. I have 2 copies of this book. I bought one when he came into Winnipeg. I was in line. I was gonna meet the man. I was next. He was taking pictures of people, and there was like a line. I was next in line to take a picture with him. He's like, I gotta go, guys. I said in a previous video I want to start picking up VHS tapes. Growing up, my cousins who don't talk to me anymore. I'm kidding. I love you forever. We used to go to my auntie's house every weekend, and she used to be part of that, what do you call it, Columbia House movie club, where you buy like 20 VHS tapes for $1, and then you have to buy 5 more in the year. Yeah, we used to have a ball watching her VHS movies every weekend. So I want to have, you know, one shelf only dedicated to movies, VHS tapes that meant something to me growing up. And one of those things, look at this one, True Lies. Beautiful, still the original like cellophane. You can see the Fox logo. $1.99 for this. I think an underrated Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. They could totally have done a sequel to this. Why not? Had comedy, had action, heart. Tia Carrere.
Did you tell her about us, Harry?
There is no us, you psychopathic bitch.
Read it! Time Cop. It's funny because this is supposed to be the future. It's so 90s. I love movies like this. I appreciate 90s movies more now than before. Where before, like at the time, you're appreciating the storytelling, the acting, whatever. Nowadays, you're appreciating it because it's like a time capsule of how life was in a different time compared to today. It's so drastic growing up in the 90s and being alive today to see what the world's become. With internet and all that stuff. And shelf padding for sure. NSYNC live from Madison Square Garden. Factory sealed, brand new. I sell on eBay if you don't know. I was at the trailer. We bought a trailer this year. Camp life, cabin life, whatever you call it. And there was this guy, he just sells like all this weird, I don't want to call it junk because I respect the guy, like collectibles and stuff in his store. And he had, they're not Pogs, Mortal Kombat, oh yeah, see with the K, collector caps with a K. I used to have these caps growing up. I didn't realize they actually came from something like this. $5 a piece he wanted for these. And I only had $10 in my pocket. He had 3 of them there actually. So when I go back to the trailer next year, I'm going to try to buy that last one there. Because I swear it's been there since the 90s. These are from 1992. And at the same store, the same guy, I bought this as kind of a memento. Dick Tracy cards. And when my son saw this and he was really intrigued by it, I was like, hey, I used to love that too when I was a kid, son. So I bought it. I don't think I'm going to open this though. I think this is one of those things I'm going to keep here at my desk to remind me about the summer, of how important my family is. So I talked about Crazy Bins before. It's a store in the city that buys like Amazon pallets, things that are lost in the mail, what have you. Everything's like $1 on Thursday. So my wife found this Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering booster pack for $1. I know the $1 million card's already been found. Can you imagine if it hasn't and it was in here? But to find a Magic the Gathering pack for $1, this is like cardboard crack, collectors call it. Will we open this or should we keep it sealed? Let me know in the comments below. I feel like I'm going to open it by the end of this video. I will open this for sure though. It's like a weird random pack of Pokemon cards, but they've already been opened. And the dollar store, Dollarama, and they started selling this stuff. Officially licensed Nintendo. I don't know what they are. Look in the back, they're like backpack buddies. They look like keychains, but since they're plastic clips, they're not strong enough to hold keychains. Right? So I already bought 2 of them. They're like $5 a piece. I got here these like red and regular Game Boy. They're clicky. They got buttons that are all clicky and stuff. Open this together, shall we? Ooh, what could it be? It's actually really kind of cute. Look at that. And last thing from Crazy Bins, my wife found this. I don't know who this character is, but inside, it's like a little zipper binder. They have all these, yeah, they fit DS games, 3DS games, and Switch games. Round 2, ding, ding, ding. No cheaps, things we bought because we wanted to add them to the collection. Thrift store finds. For some reason, this Pac-Man party scanned, it says $7.99, but when I scanned it at the self-serve area, came up as $3.99. I didn't correct them. There was a person watching me the whole time, didn't correct me. Complete inbox. And I got a stack of PS2 games now. In my collection, if you follow us on the weekly vlog, you know there's like a tier list of consoles in my collection. And the top tier, I call it God tier, where it's I'll collect for certain consoles and there's no limitations of what I buy for it. Like I go buck wild on those collections. I don't know if the PS2 is going to be at that God tier level or like the love level. So I picked these up just in case because these are clean, buddy. Virgin Games maybe. Who knows? I don't think anyone's used these yet. I don't have this in the collection. Seek and Destroy. $5.99. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but look at that. Flawless Victory. Look at that. It's all clean in there, man. The manual's all crisp in the corners and stuff. I don't know if anyone's ever touched that. All of them are like that. Trigger Man. Actually, I don't have this game. Trigger Man. I slur my words sometimes, so I just want to make sure it's hard T on Trigger Man. $5.99. Again, super clean copy. Look at that. Clean, buddy. And a game don't have the manual for this, so I picked up Turok Evolution. It can't be that bad, right? Is it a bad game? $5.99. And again, crispy. So keeping on trend with cutting the fat, slimming the collection, you'll see here I have a reseller friend in the city. He goes by Retro Bomb. I know Mustard knows who he is. Part of being like a seller on eBay is kind of, you really got to know your lane. And I had all these collectible things that are really hard and awkward to sell, and it doesn't fit with my system of getting things out. So all these bags are just stuff going to the thrift store, old clothes that we don't need anymore. Trading away to my buddy here. This is like a complete siege. If you guys remember this, I see some Pokemon strategy guides that tickled me Elmo, some wrestling stuff in here. And yeah. So I have a friend who actually does sell that kind of stuff, and we traded straight up. I bought Castlevania, Dawn of Sorrow. One of the best Castlevania trilogies out there. Underrated for sure on the DS. Still in that Metroidvania vein of Castlevania games. Complete. Oh man, I'm sorry, that light's so bright, bro. There it is. Manual's inside, alright? Nice copy. And the way I did it, I gave Rick, like, I don't know, double in value what this is worth. But at the same time, I got all that stuff out of my house, you know? I'll talk about these. So I saw this at the thrift store one morning. Cute little plush. What got me was it had the Rare logo on the back. Banjo, right? And I bought this. It was $9.99. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera very well. $9.99 for this. I just thought it looked nice, right? Cute. I have room for one plushie in this room. It'll be a placeholder until I get my vintage DK, you know, the one where his hand clasps together like that. I had that one growing up, so I'm looking for that. But in the meantime, this is really cute. I look it up when I get home. It's actually pretty uncommon. There's a brand new in-box one that sold for like over $100. But I realized, you know, we had Banjo. Where's Kazooie? Because he's supposed to come with Kazooie. So I went back to the thrift store 3 days in a row.
It's like $8.50 right now, and I came back just in case, and I found him. He's here.
$3.99 I paid for this. $9.99 I paid for this. All minus 20% off. Let's just call it $14. Shoppers Drug Mart. For people who don't know, I go there a lot because I mail stuff out for the eBay store, and I always look in their electronics section, and they're always like clearing out stuff. I made one video where I cleared them out of all these factory seal games. Over 50% off these games. $40 I paid for factory sealed Pokemon Arceus. And online, factory sealed graded versions of this game are selling for like 130 Canadian. So this is $40. If I can get it graded for like probably $60, it'll be $100. So I could probably get $30 profit on this if I got it graded. I love graded games. I'm sorry, guys. And the maple syrup pickup of the video, the best pickup of the week.
Burning down and down like water. That's where the log driver learns to step lightly. It's burning down.
I was on Facebook Marketplace, right? And there was a picture, $100 they're asking. And all you see in the back, on the picture, this is the first picture they have, is the back of this console. I told the story already, so sorry if you heard it already. This was it. And they're asking $100 for this. I don't think that listing got a lot of traction, but it's not until you click on it that you see the front. And that $100 actually includes Pokemon Red. $100 for the two. That's not bad, right? I don't own this game, funny enough, in my collection. So I thought, fair deal. I get to the door. The woman gives me the games in a bag. I wasn't trying to rip her off. There was a box in there, son. If it had the manual, that really should increase the value of this game, right? You don't see this box often in the wild. So you open it up, and it did have the manual. No cover on this manual. But still, you know, all the pages are essentially here. But you can see, I don't know if it shows up in the middle. They stapled. They had to staple right there. So I don't know how you're going to value this with the manual like that. So there you have it. This month's Monday Nitro pickups. I commit to having these once a month. This is the month of October. Don't forget to join us November 2nd for our Extra Life charity fundraiser where we raise money for sick kids charities. The money that we raise stays in Manitoba for our children's hospitals here. We have a fun time doing it every year. We have the boys coming in. Noah, he's one of the boys too, but I feel like I have to announce him separately. Noah, the living dictionary, the internet on feet. He's going to be taxiing over here to my house. He lives like across the city. We're going to play some expensive games. We're going to have a lot of fun. Chat will be open all day. I'll slap Lester in the face with a floppy burrito. That's what I call it. 6 inches. Thank you very much for joining me. That's it. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you to everybody who commented in the previous videos and all that jazz. Check out the weekly vlog, Lester.
10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big step.
Ain't no fun if the homies can't have them. Thank you. I'm going to pause this so I watch my Abba and preach. Comment if you want one of these. I will mail this to you. America and Canadian residents only. You want one of these guys? Let me know in the comments below. The first one to ask for the red one will get it. First one to ask for the Game Boy one will get it. First one to ask for the Super Nintendo one will get it. Mailed to you from Queen 8. As a thank you to you. Y'all great. Don't look at my balding head.